Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. No one's logged on yet, so I'll just wait and introduce myself again in a second. Sorry, I normally start like 3 minutes early. Shit, I just realized I don't have my glasses, so I can't see anything, so I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't see anything from here. So yeah, hey, my name is Bobbie, and this is my channel. Welcome. Today's Saturday, so it's time for Energizing Vinyasa, Crown Chakra flow. Yeah. So as far as props go, you don't really need anything unless you really want to. Oh yeah, but you don't need a wall, but I highly recommend having a wall to practice by today. And if you don't, you might want to grab some props, like some pillows or blankets, or if you have yoga blocks, grab some yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use either pillows or a book that's about this size. I also have a blanket because I have sensitive knees, so I use that for extra padding. Yeah, and feel free to write on the live chat thing. But also remember that I have a hard time seeing it from back over here, and so I have to come up here to read it, which I'm not going to do very often. But I'll try to answer any questions and stuff if you write anything over there by the end of class, or later on. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Oh yeah, we're going to be going into Lotus Mudra or Padma Mudra a lot today. So I'm just going to demonstrate it here before I go over there so it's easier for you to see. So you're going to bring the palms together. Keep the pinkies and thumbs together, but remove the 3 middle fingers, the index finger, ring finger, and index finger, ring finger, and middle finger. So it kind of looks like a lotus flower. And that's it. Now we can get started. We're going to get started with legs up the wall. So to do that, you're going to bring one hip right up against the wall as close as you can get it. Sort of spin yourself up. Scoot your butt in as close to the wall as you can. And if you don't have a wall that you're using, instead you can either use a block or a couple pillows underneath the sacrum, so that it makes it kind of easier for you to hold your legs up. You get the same little mini inversion. It's just a little more challenging because you do need to use a little core. So if you're not into that, you don't have a wall, then just start out in your Shavasana, laying on the ground, the legs up. All right, once you arrive, also feel free to, if you like to listen to music and stuff, I don't play any on any of my videos just because of copyright issues. I don't have the money to pay for that, so feel free to turn on any music that you like while you practice. All right, once you arrive, snuggle the shoulder blades underneath the back, tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is long, and begin to slow down the breath right away. So today's class, we're going to be working toward headstand and then working toward adding our headstands into a vinyasa flow. So this class, I like to give a lot more intermediate and advanced options, but you can do it as a beginner or still without doing those options. You don't have to take any of the options that I give you, but you can try them out if you feel comfortable. Minky, might have to kick Minky out. This is Mingus, by the way. Oh my god. Hi. Don't bite me. So really fill up the belly and chest as you inhale. And then empty out the lungs completely as you exhale. Feel the belly button pull in towards the spine at the bottom of the Breathing in and out through the nose. Adding on your ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice, by constricting the back of the throat, making a ha sound with the lips closed. Focusing all of your awareness on the breath. Let go of what happened before you came to your mat today. And let go of what might happen after. Allow yourself to be present. Right. So I'm going to have to kick things out. Maybe even begin to imagine a glowing purple or white orb or ball or even a glowing lotus flower right at the top of the head, growing bigger and brighter as you inhale and exhale. If you don't know what chakras are, they are energy centers that run up along the spine, starting at the base of the spine, the tailbone, moving all the way up to the crown of the head. So the crown chakra is the 7th chakra. It's also known as Sahasrara in Sanskrit, which means thousandfold, and the symbol for it is a 1,000-petaled lotus flower. The functions of this chakra are oneness, wisdom, spirituality, inspiration, charisma, meditation, and finding your higher self. It's also the connection to the divine, which doesn't have to have a religious meaning if you're not religious, like me, but it can if you are, and that's totally fine also. This could just mean like connection to something that's bigger than you are, like the universe, space, consciousness, which is the element of the crown chakra. The main obstacle of this chakra is attachment, so an inability to let go of things that may not serve you anymore, or just becoming too attached to things that could be harmful. The color, it's located at the crown of the head, or the top of the head, and the color associated with this chakra is violet or white. And it's associated with the planet Uranus. But I kind of did try doing some research and about why certain chakras are related to certain planets. And then I found out, I don't know, like every website that I went to gave me a different planet that the crown chakra was related to. So I don't know. I'm just going to go with Uranus because that's what I was taught originally. If you are feeling an imbalance of the crown chakra, you may experience depression, alienation, or other mental illness, neuralgia, confusion, vein and blood vessel issues, senility, lymphatic system issues, bacteria, warts, or rashes. Now I'm going to read off some affirmations that'll help motivate you, that you can either repeat after me in your head or out loud. That'll help motivate you help you balance out and help you keep you motivated to help open up and balance the crown chakra. So, I am a divine being. Everything is connected. I am connected to the universe. All is well. I am at peace. So from here, I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit because it's a little down. Legs up the wall. Let's come into our lotus mudra at heart center. You can blink the eyes open if you want, or keep them closed for now. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale through the mouth. Bring the hands back down to heart center in that lotus mudra. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up, overhead, lotus mudra. Exhale through the mouth, hands come to heart center. Last one. Inhale, reach that lotus mudra up, overhead. Exhale through the mouth, hands to heart center. And then from here, you can bring the hands down by the sides, blink the eyes open if you haven't already. Then you're going to take the soles of the feet down a little further onto your wall if you're using it. If you're not, you can just keep the legs up or stay in your Shavasana. If you are using the wall, press into the feet. Inhale, lift the hips up as high as you can get them. Exhale, lower them back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift those hips up nice and high. Exhale, lower them back down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the hips down. And then just come away from the wall if you're using it. Come to lie back down on the back. From here, walk both feet over to the right. Move the upper body also over to the right. Keep both hips grounded. Keep both shoulders grounded. Maybe cross left ankle over right ankle to deepen the stretch. Maybe clasp opposite elbows overhead to deepen the stretch as well. Send the breath into the left side of the body. On your next inhale, walk the legs back through center and over to the right. Let's do the same with the upper body. If you clasp opposite elbows overhead, switch the clasp. Maybe cross right ankle over left. Keep both hips grounded. Keep both shoulders grounded. Breathe into the right side body. Inhale to come to center. Bring both arms up to a T or cactus shape with the palms facing up. Then bring the knees to a 90-degree bend. Take an inhale. As you exhale, gently let the legs fall over to the left. Right shoulder stays grounded. You can bring the left hand to the right outer thigh if you want. Maybe bring the gaze over the right shoulder, as long as that feels okay in your neck and on your body. Inhale the legs up through center. Exhale them over to the right. Left shoulder stays grounded. Right hand can come to the left outer thigh. Gaze can come over the left shoulder. And now we're going to warm up the core a little bit. So come back to center. Reach the legs out long, the arms up overhead. Then come to hover. Lift the legs up slightly, lift the upper body up slightly. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your elbows in towards the knees. Big toes stay together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, actually bring the elbows more towards the thighs. Keep that low back planted. Keep moving with your own breath. A few more. Feel the heat begin to build in the body. Feel that core engaging, the lower back pressing into the ground, chin lifting off the chest. One more. Lay down for a second. And then when you're ready, make your way to sit up onto your heels. So we're going to come into a toe stretch because someone asked me for some foot stretches. This stretch can be pretty intense, so if you ever need to come out of it, just bring the hands forward. So instead of sitting back on the heels with the tops of the feet on the ground, you're going to tuck the toes underneath. Make sure to get that pinky toe. Use your hands to do so. And then sit back down on the heels. And if this is way too intense, you can always put a block in between the feet, underneath the sit bones, or a couple pillows if you don't have a block or a book. All right, now to take our mind off of our feet for a second, we're going to move into some pranayama. We're going to take Kapalabhati, which means skull shining breath. And it's short, forceful exhales, usually using your belly to help you exhale, and automatic inhales. You should not practice this if you're pregnant, if you have high blood pressure issues, if you're menstruating on a full stomach, or if you have panic disorder. If you ever feel dizzy or lightheaded, then just take deep, even breaths. All right, so I'll demonstrate this first. You can either bring the hands to heart center in your lotus mudra, or bring the hands to the belly to help you get that pumping motion of the belly. So you'll start by taking a deep breath in, and then forceful exhales through the nose. All right, we'll do a round of 12 to start, then 24, and then 36. So we'll take a few inhales and exhales. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale to begin. Once you've done about 12, you can go at your own pace too. You don't have to go as fast as me. Just take a few deep inhales and exhales. Then inhale to begin the next round of 24. Inhale to begin the last round of 36. Come off of the feet when you're ready. Untuck the toes and just pat the tops of the feet out a little bit. Ooh, it's a really intense stretch. And then come to sit back on the heels again. You can have a block underneath you or blankets or pillows if you need. And, oh no, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, come to hands and knees. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Then we're going to turn the fingertips. So turn the hands around so the fingertips are pointing back towards the knees to stretch out the wrists a little bit. Now, keep this fingers spreading nice and wide. We're going to move through some cat-cow. So on an inhale, lift the gaze, let the belly sink, lift the hips. As you exhale, round the spine, look down towards the thighs. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Moving with your own breath. Use your breath to guide your movement. Fill up the lungs completely on every inhale, and then empty them out completely on every exhale. Then from here, on your next inhale, spin the hands back around. Bring the back of the right hand to the mat so the fingertips point down towards the knees. Just the right hand. Keep the fingertips spreading wide and move through a couple rounds of cat-cow here. On your next inhale, we'll switch. So bring that right hand back, right palm back to the earth. Bring the back of the left hand to the earth. Fingertips point down towards the knees. On an inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Couple more. Moving with your breath. And then from here, come to sit back on the heels. Just roll out the wrists a little bit. A few times in each direction. And then we'll roll out the neck a little bit. I'll come to face you. So just start in one direction, inhaling at the top. Exhale as you move down through center. Inhale at the top. Exhale through center. Inhale to come back to the center, and then move in the opposite direction. Same thing. Inhale as you move up through the neck. Exhale as you turn the head down. And center the head. And begin to make your way to the top of your mat to stand with the feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. Heels point in, toes point out. Face this way to show you. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead, come into that lotus mudra. As you exhale, bend into the knees, sink down into the hips. Bring the elbows to the inner thighs. Press the legs into the arms and the arms back into the legs to help you lift that heart up. Malasana, yogi squat. Feel free to move around a little bit here, really get into the hips. And then from here, reach the hands down, lift the hips up, parallel the feet. You can step the feet in a little closer if you'd like, just to hips width distance, or you can keep them wide. Let the body hang over the legs. Maybe clasp opposite elbows. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need. Let the head hang heavy, neck is relaxed. Maybe sway a little bit from side to side, bending into one knee and then the other. And release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, take it to your plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Elbows squeeze in towards the thighs. On an inhale, untuck the toes, press into the tops of the feet. Lift the heart, cobra. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedal through the feet a little bit. Walking out your down dog, first down dog class. And then find stillness for a moment. Press into the palms to lift the hips up nice and high. If you feel like your spine is rounding forward, you can bring a nice bend into the knees. So you find that nice long spine that you're looking for in this pose. Then from here, we're going to lower down to the forearms. Arms are about shoulder width distance apart. Press into the forearms to lift those hips up. Dolphin pose. Same thing here. You can bring a deep bend in the knees if you need. Really press into the forearms to find that nice long spine. Pull the belly in. Then from here, begin to step the feet back. You have to move the arms forward. Coming into your forearm plank. Tailbone lengthens back behind you. Press into the forearms. Gaze is down on the floor. You can always bring the knees down if you need. Couple more deep breaths. On your next inhale, untuck the toes, lower the hips. Sphinx pose. Keep pressing into the forearms. Lift that heart space through the shoulders. You can stay here or bend the right knee. Reach back for the right foot with the right hand. Try to square the shoulders off to the top of the mat for half frog, quad stretch. Stay here. Maybe press into that left hand to lift the elbow up to deepen the stretch. Exhale, carefully lower down and switch sides. If you took that on the first side, bend the left knee, reach back for the left foot with the left hand, square the shoulders off to the top of the mat as best you can. Stay here, press into the right palm to lift the elbow up. Keep the shoulder blades rolling down the back. Breathe. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips back into your plank for a second, forearm plank. And then begin to walk the feet in, lift the hips up, dolphin. Keep pressing into those forearms. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Keep those toes spinning down, hips are square. Belly pulled in. Exhale, lower the right leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Same thing, hips are square, toes point down towards the ground. Keep pressing into those forearms to lift the hips up. Exhale, lower. From here, you can either lift one elbow up at a time or both, coming back into your downward facing dog. From here, bend the knees, look forward, step the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms reach up, lotus mudra. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's keep her moving. All right. At the top of the mat, bring those feet wide again. Toes point out, heels point in. Inhale, reach the arms up, lotus mudra at the top. Exhale, sink into the hips, malasana. Bring hands down to the earth. Step the left foot way back behind you. Lower the back knee. From here, take an inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, shift the hips back. Fold to the inside of that front leg. Inhale, bend through the front knee, lift the heart. Plant the left hand. Inhale the right arm up towards the sky. Stay here or bend the back knee. Reach back for your left foot with the right hand. Wherever you're at, keep rolling the shoulder blades down the back and breathe. Exhale. Carefully release that back foot. Bring both hands back to the inside of that front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, ground through the back heel. Walk the hands to the left side of the mat. Spin the right toes forward so both feet are parallel. Legs are wide. Inhale. Bring the hands to the hips. Come up to stand. Exhale. Interlace the hands at the low back. I'll just face this way. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Reaching the arms out in front of you, stretching out the shoulders a little bit. Crown of the head reaches down towards the earth. From here, carefully release the hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to frame the front foot and spin both feet forward so that you're in your lunge. Then from here, lift that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. Stay here, maybe do a couple leg circles. Make sure to go in both directions. Then straighten that right leg, square off the hips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right knee to right tricep, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, back. 4 more. Exhale, right knee, tricep. Inhale, back, three-legged dog. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Last one, inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, reach the right leg back. You can keep the right leg lifted or lower it and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step, or lightly hop both feet to the outside of the hands. Sink down into your hips, back into your malasana. Hands come to heart center in your lotus mudra. Sorry, I'm gonna move this mat. It's moving into my closet. All right. Actually, I'm gonna come. Sorry. I'm gonna come over here so I'm not end up facing. Okay. From here, bring the hands down. Step the right foot way back behind you. Hands are to the inside of that left foot. Toes point out, heel points in, knees pointing in the same direction. It is right above the ankle. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, shift the hips back, fold to the inside of that front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee, lift the heart. Plant the right hand down. Inhale, the left arm up. Stay here or bend the back knee. Reach back for the right foot with the left hand. Shoulder blades roll down the back. Heart spins open. Carefully release the back foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, ground through the back heel. Walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Spin the left toes forward. Both feet are parallel. Bring the hands to the hips. Elbows point up towards the sky. On an inhale, slowly lift up. Exhale, interlace the hands at the low back. Try to do opposite thumb on top than you did before. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Carefully release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Spin both feet forward. Back into your lunge. Lift that left leg back and up. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Maybe do a couple leg circles in both directions. Then square off the hips, straighten that back leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, shoulders over wrists. Pull everything in towards the midline. Inhale, extend it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. 3 more. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Keep the left leg lifted or lower it and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or maybe lightly hop the feet to the outside of the hands. Sink the hips down. Malasana, yogi squat. You can stay here, or maybe you want to try to practice your crow pose. So you bring the hands down. You can bring the feet closer together. Bring those knees as high up onto those arms as you can get them. Keep the gaze looking forward. Start to bend into the elbows, bringing all the weight into the hands. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift one leg. Lower it. Maybe you lift the other leg. Maybe you lift both legs. Keep the gaze forward, belly pulling in. Squeeze the feet towards the butt. And if you made it to your crow, carefully make your way back to your Malasana, yogi squat. Bring the hands down in front of you, lift the hips, parallel the feet. You can keep the feet wider or bring them about hips width distance. Take the 2 peace fingers on each hand, place them around your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows out in either direction. Crown of the head reaches down towards the earth. You can always have a bend in the knees. Padangusthasana. Keep the shoulders rolling away from the ears. On your next inhale, halfway lift, release the hands. And then as you exhale, bring the hands as far underneath the feet as you can get them. So you lift the toes, place the hand all the way under the foot, other hand as well. From here, find length in the spine. So that may mean that you need to bend your knees, and that's totally fine. And then as you exhale, elbows bend in either direction. Crown of the head reaches down towards the earth. Keep most of the weight on the toe side of your foot. Maybe wiggle the toes a little bit to massage those wrists. Shoulders roll away from the ears. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, release the hands. Maybe heel toe the feet together if you'd like. Exhale, fold once more. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, lotus mudra at the top. Exhale, hands heart center in your lotus mudra. Now that we're warmed up a little bit, we're going to get into our headstands if you'd like. So you don't have to do these if you don't feel comfortable going upside down. Thank you. You don't have to go upside down if you don't want to, but we're gonna, work on the steps that you need to take in order to get to your headstand. So let's start out with tripod headstand, and then we'll move into the forearm one after that. So a tripod headstand, you'll bring both hands out in front of you, about shoulder width distance apart. Start to bend into the elbows, place the top of the head onto the earth in front of the hands. So you don't want your arms to be like right next to your head. They should be behind the head. And you don't want them super wide either. You want them shoulder width distance apart. You want a nice 90-degree bend in the elbows. Then from here, you're going to begin to lift the hips up, walk the feet in as high as you can get, as far as you can get them. Then maybe bring the right knee to the right elbow. Maybe lower it back down, bring the left knee to the left elbow, and maybe that's where you're at today. Or maybe you bring one knee in, and then the other. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you begin to lift the legs all the way up into your tripod headstand. Keep the core pulling in tight. Feet reach up towards the sky. Keep the legs engaged. Shoulders pressing away from the ears. Remember to breathe. When you're ready to come down, you can either bring the knees back to the elbows, step the feet down, come into your child's pose. And you can always do that against the wall too. Just bring your head like right up, maybe not right up against the wall, maybe like an inch or two away. Same thing. That way you don't have to worry about rolling forward. Whenever you're ready, come into your child's pose. Take a few breaths there. And then, next headstand that we're going to take is the one where you go on your forearms. So you'll interlace the hands like this. See how the bottom, I don't have my pinky underneath? You stack them on top of one another. That way, if you do roll forward, it's easier for you to get your hands apart so you don't roll over your hands, which I've done before and it hurts a lot. This version of headstand is easier for some people, but for like me, it's hard. It's actually harder because I have long arms. But you know, it's still fun. You can also do this against the wall too if you're worried about falling over. You just bring the hands right up against the wall. So elbows are gonna be shoulder width distance apart. You bring the hands out in front of you. Lower the head into the hands. The back of the head is right in that cup of the hands. Then you lift the hips, walk the feet in as far as you can get them. And maybe you're here today. Maybe you bend one knee, lower it back down, then the other. Maybe that's where you're at today. Maybe you bend both knees up. Stay here, or maybe lengthen the legs back up. Keep pressing into the forearms. Shoulders press away from the ears. Belly is tight. Legs are engaged. And then when you're ready, you can carefully step back down or lower back down the way you came out and come into your child's pose. So with headstands, you don't want to kick up into them because you're on your head and you can hurt your neck that way. Like with forearm stands and handstands, it's fine to kick up into those because you're not on your head. But you really want to try not to kick up into headstand. So that means you do have to use a lot of core. But it also can be easier to like press up if you're using a wall because you can kind of push the body into the wall. Yeah. When you're ready, everyone meet in your child's pose. Hips back towards the heels. Knees can either be wide or together. Big toes touch. Forehead reaches down towards the earth. We'll take a few breaths here. And then when we're ready, we have one more flow where you can add in your headstands if you want. On your next inhale, whenever you're ready, make your way back up to the top of your mat. Feet are spread wide again, heels point in, toes point out. You might want to be a little bit further away from the top of your mat just for this first version of headstand that we might go into, if you'd like. Inhale, reach the arms up, lotus mudra at the top. Exhale, sink into the hips, elbows come to the knees. Stay here, or maybe you come into your crow pose like I mentioned before, or working toward crow. So hands are shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide, elbows begin to bend, all of the weight is in your arms, gaze is forward, maybe you lift one leg, maybe the other leg. Stay here, or maybe you slowly begin to lower the crown of the head to the earth. So now you're in this like tripod ball. Stay here, maybe you lift the legs up to your tripod headstand. Take a couple breaths. Then when you're ready to come out, maybe lower the knees back down to the triceps. Maybe you try to press back up into your crow. Woo. If you made it there, maybe shoot the feet back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So if you didn't do your crow, just step back like you normally would for your vinyasa. Take your vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, downward dog. Then from here, inhale with the right leg up towards the sky. Then the knee, open up the hip. Stay here. Or maybe that right foot begins to get really heavy and gently falls to the right side of the mat, flipping you over into your wild thing. If you're in your wild thing, carefully make your way back to your three-legged dog, right leg lifted. Everyone in your three-legged dog, as you exhale, step the right foot through in between the hands, just moving through lunge here. Ground through the back heel, walk the hands to the left side of the mat, spin the right toes forward, both feet are parallel, legs are wide, fold in between the legs. Now you can stay here in this wide-legged forward fold, or maybe you come into one of the versions of your headstand. I'll give you your choice. So either tripod headstand or the forearm headstand, whichever one. You may need to widen the legs a little bit so you can get your head down, which is fine. Then you can either step the feet in, bring the legs up one at a time, or try and press up. If you're in your headstand, just take a few breaths there. If you're still in your wide-legged forward fold, that's fine too. Take a few breaths there. Or maybe you're just working on getting up into your headstand, and that's totally fine also. Once you've held it for a little bit, lower back down, legs wide. Inhale, slowly lift up halfway. Exhale, turn the heels in, toes out. Inhale, lift the torso up. Sink down into the hips, lengthen the tailbone. Belly is engaged, hands are at heart center in Lotus Mudra. From here, we'll just take a few pulses up and down, giving the arms a little break, working on the legs, press those knees out. Keep breathing. Then on your next inhale, straighten the legs, lift the arms up, bring hands to the hips, turn to face the front of your mat, bring the hands to frame the front foot, lift that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Keep the right leg lifted or lower it. Move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Stay here or flip your dog into your wild thing. If you made it to your wild thing, carefully make your way back to three-legged dog, left leg lifted. Exhale, step the left foot forward, in between the hands. Ground the back heel, walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Spin both feet forward. Fold between the legs. Stay here, or either working on your headstand. Try to do practice the other headstand that you didn't practice before. So I'm gonna do the forearm one, where you interlace the hands, bring the head down. And I'm gonna press up, but you can try to lift up with one leg at a time. Or just stay in your wide-legged forward fold. Wherever you're at, take a few deep breaths. And when you're ready, carefully come back to your wide-legged forward fold if you moved out of your headstand. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice long spine. Spin the heels in, toes out, lift up. Bring the hands to the inner thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, dip the left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale, center. Dip the right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale, center. One more on each side. Exhale, dip the left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale, center. Right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands to that Lotus Mudra. On an inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Hands to the hips. Spin both feet forward. So the left foot is in front. Bring both hands to frame the front foot. Lift that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. You can keep the left leg lifted or lower it. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, lower the knees to the earth. Big toes touch. Knees can either be wide or together. Hips reach back towards the heels. Forehead reaches down towards the earth. Child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths here. Feel the breath begin to slow down. Feel the heartbeat begin to slow down. I feel like time went extra fast today. It did not feel like an hour at all to me. Then from here, lift up to the fingertips, lift the gaze, walk the hands to the right, maybe stack left hand over right, lower the forehead back down, breathe into the left side body. Inhale, walk the hands back through center, exhale them over to the left, breathe into the right side body. Walk the hands back to center, and walk the hands in. Bring the knees together if you had them wide. Bring the arms out in front of you. Fingertips point down, palms face outward. Then lower the hands down, just to stretch out the wrists again. Lean back. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Lift the hands back up. Now flip them so the backs of the hands are facing out in front of you. Fingertips point down. Bring the backs of the hands onto the earth. Lean back again, stretching out the front of the wrists and forearms. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Inhale, come up. Roll them out a little bit, a couple circles in both directions, and shake them out. And then from here, we're going to make our way back to the wall for a couple hip openers before we end. So if you weren't using a wall, you can just do this without the wall. But we're not going to come all the way to the wall yet. Just stay a little bit further away from the wall to start. Bring both feet on the wall. And you're going to cross right ankle over left thigh. And you can just do this without the wall if you want to. Begin either to scoot the body in closer and walk the foot up or down the wall. Just make sure to keep the tailbone grounded so no hips lifting up off the wall. Right foot stays flexed to protect the knee and ankle joint. If you're doing this without the wall, you can interlace the hands, reach the right foot hand through, interlace the hands either behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Press this right knee out. Carefully switch sides. Left ankle crosses over right thigh this time. So you can start with the foot up higher and then kind of work your foot down. Just make sure to keep the tailbone grounded. Press the left knee out to the left. Keep those left toes flexed to protect the knee and ankle joint. If you're not using a wall, interlace the hands. Then carefully uncross. So if you're not using a wall, you're going to want to take a block or a couple pillows, place it underneath the sacrum like I showed you before so you can lift the legs up toward the sky. Otherwise, using the wall, everyone bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. I don't think I've ever tried this on the block version, so if it doesn't work, then just reach the legs up. From here, if you'd like, maybe begin to press the knees back towards the wall to deepen the stretch. Just take a few deep breaths, really focusing your awareness on the breath. Maybe even coming back to that visualization of your glowing orb or lotus flower at the top of the head. Then from here, bring the legs wide up against the wall. And move over. You don't have a lot of room here. And then the wall disappears over there. Yeah. So gravity kind of stretches out the legs here. And the hips. You can bring the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly if you want. Feel the belly and chest rise with every inhale. And then lower back down with every exhale. And then from here, bring the hands to the outer thighs to help you bring the legs back together. You can stay up against the wall if you're using it, or just take a regular Shavasana lying on the back with the legs out long in front of you. Wherever you're at, tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. Tuck the chin so the back of the neck is long. Close the eyes. Relax the face. Visualize that glowing purple or white orb or lotus flower right at the crown of the head. This time, maybe you visualize it shrinking, growing smaller. So it starts out very big because we just opened up that crown chakra a whole bunch. And now we're winding down. So it begins to get smaller. Keep letting go of your thoughts. Then begin to let go of any breath control. Letting your breath return to its natural state. Be present. Quiet the mind. Find stillness. Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana longer, please do. But if you're ready to come out, start by deepening the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Rock the head from side to side. Then reach the arms up overhead. If your legs are against the wall, just engage the legs and squeeze them together. If your legs are out on the ground, reach them out in front of you, squeeze them together. Nice morning stretch. Then carefully hug the knees in, roll over onto the right side. Rest here in this fetal position for a moment. Then whenever you're ready, trying to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze, make your way up into a comfortable cross-legged seat at the top of your mat. Once you've arrived, re-close the eyes if you opened them. Sit up nice and tall, taller than you have all morning. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead into Lotus Mudra at the top. Exhale the hands down, exhale through the mouth, hands to heart center in your Lotus Mudra. Bow the chin towards the heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for carving this time out of your day to open up your crown chakra, doing something good for the body and mind. And I thank you for joining me, for sharing your breath with me, for sharing your space with me. I'm going to end with a quote from, I might mess up this name, I'm sorry, Swami Vivekananda. If you can get rid of your attachment to a single thing, you are on the way to liberation. Bring your Lotus Mudra up to the third eye space. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you had a good class. Hope you're nice and energized now. Feeling your Crown Chakra all balanced out. Please follow Crux Chiropractic on Instagram and Facebook. I'm normally there on Saturdays, but I have to quarantine due to COVID exposure till December 2nd. So, yeah. I'll be at home. I'll still be teaching as long as I don't feel too sick. I've only experienced minor symptoms, so hopefully they don't get any worse. But yeah, thank you again. Please let me know if there's anything you want to work on in any future classes. Either comment on something or message me or call me. I don't know, whatever you want to do to let me know. Yeah, and then join me again next week, the final week of my chakra series. So we're going to be getting into each class. We're going to delve into, open up, balance all of the 7 chakras. So it'll be fun. And yeah, so that I'll be starting out with on Tuesday for my Yoga for Cyclists class, which is at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday. Then my Yin Yoga class every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this class, Energizing Vinyasa, at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every Saturday. Thank you again. Please donate if you can. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App information are all on my social media stuff. And if you can't find it, just shoot me a message and let me know. Because anything helps right now because I'm unable to work. But if you can't donate, I totally understand. I just want yoga to be accessible and affordable for everyone. So yeah, thank you again. I normally have Mingy to say bye with me. He's bad, so he says bye. Bye.